Hello, Danik here, and welcome back to a new video on the channel. Today we are playing the no key mod that I have made for the World's House Game 3. So a little while ago I made a no coin mod for this game, and the principle was simple. All of the coins were taken out of the game, and now I've done the exact same but with keys instead. So basically what this means is in each level you can go anywhere you like in any order, but you have to get all the coins before you can finish the level. So here I am playing level 1. I've headed straight to 1v1 because I can, the door's open, and I'm getting the coins here, and then I will head over to 1v3, get the coins there, and then head over and finish level 1. So we've just got the coins from 1v1. Now the green paint is absolutely free because the doors are open, so we just might as well grab that. And in 1v3 we've just got to collect these coins, which is pretty much the same as normal. But the difference is we were able to access this straight from the beginning. We didn't have to go to 1c2 to get the keys for this. And once I collect those last 4 coins, that's it for level 1. So there is a reasonable amount of time save here, although not as much as the no coin mod on this level. Heading into level 2, it's going to be quite a bit longer than the no coin mod was, because we need to go over to the right side of this level to pick up these coins here. Now I didn't do it because I was just doing any percent basically, but the blue paint is right up in 2C1 and you can just go in and get it. The door's unlocked, so if you wanted to get the blue paint it would be just as easy as the green paint, but I didn't do that because we're just going for any percent here. Once we've got those coins, we've still got a bit more to do compared to the no coin mod, because we also need to visit 2A1 to get the coins that are up there. So here I am in 2A2, get these coins in the middle, and you can just go between those checkpoints freely. Again, no doors, it's really nice. I have to say, I found this mod a lot of fun, especially in level 4, because when we get to level 4, you get to skip 4E5 and 4B4, which are probably the two most annoying rooms in the game. You get to skip both of them. So if you want to play this mod for yourself, there will be a download link in the description, so check that out. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely a lot easier than the original game, and it's also interesting to see how navigation changes in the game when you can go anywhere you like in any order. So we've almost finished level 2, it didn't take too long, just got to pick up these other coins, and once we get to level 3 that will be the first level that will actually take some time. Unlike the no coin mod, with the no key mod, level 3 you still have to do most of the level. It is a bit faster because you can do things in a different sequence. The normal version of level 3 requires you to go back and forth in a couple of situations, which isn't necessary here, but it's going to take longer than it did in the no coin mod. So what I've done here in terms of routing is I'm not going to go to C2 or B3. I'm not going to go there until the end of the level. So the first room I'm actually going to go to is 3A3. So that's why I'm going through A2 here. I need to get those coins, of course, and then I'm heading over to A3. Unfortunately, I died the first time through here, but we should make it through this time. Yep. So again, the door's wide open. We can head straight over to 3A3. And the lacking keys in this room doesn't really make much difference because you have to get the coins at the top and the coins at the bottom anyway. The only difference would be that if you want to access the yellow paint room, you don't have to get the key to open that, but we're not going to get the yellow paint in this run. So go to the top, get the 8 coins there, go to the bottom, get the 8 coins here, and that will be A3, and then we're going to head straight up to A1. Again, we can do this in whatever order we like, but I think the route I chose is roughly optimal. You could potentially go to C1 first and then sort of do it the other way around, but then see here in 3A1, I'm used to getting the entrance from the bottom checkpoint here. So if I went the other way, I would have ended up coming into this room from the right hand side, the top right checkpoint, and I'm not as familiar with the route to get the coins from there, so that's why I chose to do it this way mainly. And now we can just head straight over here. We don't need to go back to where we were because we've already got the coins from there. So we're into B1, and heading through here, this is part of the any percent route, but we've skipped a bunch because we haven't had to go back and forth getting keys and such as you would in the original. Here is actually an interesting point where I had to actually take it slower through there because I would usually use a key clip in that situation, but the lack of a key means that I actually needed to go slower through that room. So the lack of a key is actually a very slight, but it's slightly a disadvantage in that room there, which I thought was interesting. There's a few other situations of that later in the game where obviously if there's no keys, there's no key clips. So there's no key clips in this mod, and sometimes that can actually be a disadvantage, which I thought was really interesting. 3C1 is the same as usual since you never need the keys from there anyway. So now we're heading back to B2, and then we'll do C2 and B3. So I could have gone through here immediately at the beginning of the game since these two top and bottom checkpoints were already unlocked, but there would be no point because I would need to come back later to get the coins. So that's why I got all the coins on the left and top sides of the level. I got all of those coins first, and now I'm coming over here to get these coins. Now I went down over here to this checkpoint just because the yellow paint is absolutely free. So, and it's my favorite color, so I want it to be yellow. Yeah, say goodbye to 3C3. The yellow paint is absolutely free. Then I'm going to come back here and collect these coins. It is interesting to note that using this mod, all of the paints are completely free except the rainbow paint, which is actually almost the same as normal. The only difference with the rainbow paint is that you don't need to do the extra section in 5D1 to unlock it. But once you actually get to the rainbow paint room, it is exactly the same as normal. But all of the other paints, you can cheese them because there's no keys. So I won't be getting the grey paint or the rainbow paint, but I decided to get the yellow paint because it's my favourite colour and I wanted to play as that for the rest of the playthrough. So we're almost finished with level 3. It's actually just these coins here and then a couple more coins in 3B2. So it is quite a bit faster than the normal game. Unfortunate death there. Quite a bit faster than the normal game because you don't have to go back and forth between rooms to the same extent that you do in the normal version. But there's also, it's nowhere near as fast as the no coin mod. It's interesting to compare the two mods because they end up being about the same time, about 25 minutes-ish. That's just for a casual playthrough. A speedrun could probably be less than 20 minutes, but for a casual playthrough, both of them took me about 25 minutes. But the interesting thing is that the no key mod is average on levels 1, 2 and 3, whereas the no coin mod is super fast on levels 1, 2 and 3. But it's the other way around for levels 4 and 5. The no key mod is really fast on level 4, as you're about to see, and it's also pretty fast on level 5, and the no coin mod's kind of the other way around. Anyway, we're in 4C2 now, and for level 4, all we need to do is basically go over to 4E4 and collect the coins there. And we don't need to do 4E5, we don't need to do 4B4, and we just need to get the coins and go back. There's no need to go back and forth to D2 and back to B4 like you would normally, which means that you only need to go through these rooms in the middle. You only need to go through them twice instead of often you have to go through some of these rooms 4 times. So this is probably one of the levels that saves the most time compared to playing the original version of the game. You save a lot of time in this mod on level 4. And again, like I mentioned before, it's one of the reasons why I really enjoy playing this mod, because whenever you don't have to play 4B4 and 4E5, that's a treat. So yeah, I can just breeze through here, collect these coins, and just totally ignore 4E5. But I was going to say I thought I would get the checkpoint, but looks like I decided just to go all the way anyway. So back through 4D4, this is the same route as I would use in a normal run, although I stuffed it up a little bit there. But the routing here is the routing for a lot of level 4 is the same. It's just that you get to skip those 2 annoying rooms, which is makes for a fun run. And back into 4C4 here. You can tell this mod is really easy because I've only got 12 deaths at this point. So this mod definitely takes out, compared to the no coin mod, I think this mod is definitely easier. It might take about the same amount of time, but the levels that are in the rooms that you need to do in this mod are easier than the rooms that you need to do in the no coin mod, on average, you know, as a generalization, of course. Now, one thing about 4C3 is this is the last time I'm going through it, so that's why you see me taking so much care to get all of those coins, because usually you go through there 4 times, and so you collect most of the coins pretty easily. But in this case, I'm only going through there twice, so that's why I had to make extra effort to collect the coins. So that's another circumstance where things were, I guess they're not exactly more difficult, but it's just a change compared to what you would usually do there. 4D2 is almost exactly the same, but you don't need to worry with the key in the middle, which is actually quite nice because the route I use to get the keys actually can be quite difficult to get the timing correct, so that makes this room a breeze when you take the key out, because it's the only difficult part of the room. And we head on back, and now we've basically done everything we need to do. We just need to head over to 4A2 and finish the level. It's an unfortunate death there, but doesn't matter too much. This room is one that I'm generally pretty good at, but occasionally I do have a mishap now and then. It is one of my favorite rooms. Maybe not favorite, but it's one of the rooms that I like in level 4 because it's difficult, but it's also manageable, and it feels good to play it. Yeah. Compared to this room, where I'm not so fond of 4B2 because I can't really put my finger on it, but it's just not as much fun to play. Anyway, we're through that now. Well, as long as we can get to this checkpoint. And we've got the coins to guide us through here, which we didn't have in the no coin mod, so there should be no troubles getting through here. And as you can see, the grey paint is absolutely open for collection. In fact, I think I might have collected it now that I think about it, because there's actually time to collect it while you're doing, there's a little reverse that you need to do there. Anyway, we'll find out soon enough. I could have done a pattern reset here, but this is not a speed run, so I didn't bother. So that just means we need to wait a little bit for the pattern. But here it comes. Looks like I didn't get the grey paint. You can get the grey paint there without actually missing the pattern. Like, you can get the grey paint and also stay on the same cycle because of the fact that it reverses at that point. Oh, maybe I got it this time around. We shall see. Yeah, that was an unfortunate death there when I just haven't played this game much recently, so sometimes I forget. I get confused about the order of things in this room. No grey paint. No grey paint. That's alright, I prefer yellow anyway. Although I quite like the way that the grey contrasts. I quite like playing with grey in level 5 because the grey versus black, the grey versus red contrast in level 5 is quite a nice colour scheme in my opinion. The red and yellow is a little too bright, I don't know. And also yellow is the colour of coins, so you don't get the contrast with those. Anyway, of course we could also use the speech bubble exploit to get the grey paint, but that costs a little bit of extra time and a bit of extra effort. So here we are in 5A4, the first room in level 5. Level 5 plays, or 5A4 plays pretty much as normal, since the keys only control the sequence in which you get the coins. So I just got the coins in the same order I normally would. Even though I could have gone to the top first, for instance, I just did it the way I was used to doing it. So the absence of the keys doesn't really make much difference. I missed a coin there and then killed myself because I just wanted to do the route I was familiar with, so we've done that. And the fact that there's an empty space on the right there where it would go into B4, I think that means you can actually get through slightly faster because you can go around that rod there, but I didn't do it that way. Again, I'm just sticking with what I'm familiar with because I'm just trying not to die basically. Okay, now here we're really going to take advantage of the lack of doors because I can get that checkpoint instantly and I can also head into B3 instantly, which is a real change from the normal game. And when I'm in B3, first of all, I could go to A3 if I wanted to, but I don't actually need to go there yet, and there's no need to go there now because there's no key there, of course. So when I'm in B3, I don't need to do the left side, I just need to do the coins in the middle. So I've just got these coins now, and then obviously need to come back for the coins on the other side, but it's kind of the opposite. When we did no coins, we only needed to get the key, and now when we're doing no key, we only need to get the coins, right? Pretty straightforward. But there's a lot of... Level 5 is one of the levels that sort of chucks you around and makes you go back and forth quite a bit, especially at the beginning when you need to go to D4 and C3 to get those keys to unlock B3. So it's really refreshing to just have that already unlocked, and now I'm just done with that area and I can go into C4 and I never need to go back until the very end when we head over to the grey. And again in C4 I'm just using the route that I'm familiar with. The coins are all over the place anyway, so there's not much time to be saved by rerouting that. D4, I think I did try and save some time here. Let me try that again. I think I did save some time here because not having to go up to the corner to get that key does actually allow you to have an earlier entrance, although it looks like I just killed myself so many times that any time save I might have come up with probably didn't actually save time. Yeah. See, now I've actually ended up on the same cycle I would have been on anyway. I did so much fluffing around there. I think it's probably quite hard to save time without preparation there because you can only go through the middle at certain points in the cycle, and at that point there were no good times to go through the middle, so that's probably why I died a couple of times, and in the end I ended up being ended up being just as slow as normal. So really it didn't save any time, but it was fun to explore. Now in 5C3, no key in the middle, so we just need to get the coins over here. And then we head over to 5C2. And we just need to get the coins here as well. Now again, I just stuck with what I was familiar with here because this room can be quite challenging if you don't stick to a prepared route. So even though I could move through this faster, I'm just taking the path that I'm familiar with. And I think I should be able to save at the checkpoint this time. Yeah, and get these coins. And then I will head over to C1. And you can see the room to the rainbow paint is already empty, but to actually get the rainbow paint, you still need to do all the normal stuff you would have to do. Unfortunate death there, but that's okay. Of course, you'll notice when we go into 5C1 that the checkpoint is already unlocked, of course. So that's something that makes this mod quite a bit easier for this area, at least. So the first thing I do is get that checkpoint, and then I can go over here and get these coins as normal. But the difference is if I die now, I just go back to that checkpoint. So it's pretty chill over here. The top half of this room, on the other hand, is not so different because the coins are all over the place. So you still need to go pretty much to the end and back. So I'm just doing my normal any percent route here, but unfortunately that's quite a difficult route. So yeah, I died once there, but let's see if we can get it this time. We do save a bit of time by not having to get the key at the end there. A bit of time and a bit of grief, but it certainly is pretty similar to normal. There we go, we got that done. And now we head over to D1, which is effectively the same as normal. The difference being that the exit is already unlocked. So theoretically you could come in through the exit and do it backwards. I don't know if that would actually help in any way, so I just did it forwards the way that I'm used to doing it, and that worked fine. I don't really see any advantage to be gained in going through from the other side. So the only real thing that's saved here is that, like I mentioned before, the rainbow paint is unlocked without needing, so there's no need to do the right side of this room here. So that is helpful if you were doing a all paints run, for instance. A couple of deaths there, but we should be able to get through here without too much trouble. Yep. And I suppose from a speedrun perspective, you do save a couple of seconds by the fact that you don't have to watch the cutscene at the end there, but it doesn't really matter for a casual run. So I went down to this checkpoint just to save before I head over to 5D2. And this room is also interesting because the lack of a key means you could go down to the coin room whenever you feel like it. But again, kind of like 5D1, you could do it, but it doesn't really help because you still need to get all of the coins anyway, which means you still need to cover all of this ground, and you might as well just do it in the ordinary order. I suppose the only advantage is you can go straight to the coin room and then come straight back and save your progress, but that doesn't really help either because then you still need to go down and do this bottom section, and in order to get down to the bottom section you have to go through the top section anyway. So yeah, all in all, I don't see much advantage to doing it in any particular order, so I just stuck with what I was familiar with. Now it is interesting as we head down to 5D3, this is another situation where the lack of a key is a slight disadvantage because this is a room where the key clip is pretty important. So the solution to not using a key clip is to use a pattern reset. So if you leave the room and enter the room again, it will reset the timer on the enemies that are going to come out. And I think I'm about to do that now. Yeah. So now I've got another 30, I think it's 33 seconds, something around there. I've got another 33 seconds to get the rest of these coins, which is plenty of time. I was a little bit nervous when I was doing this room because I didn't practice it beforehand, and I was a bit nervous that I was going to accidentally not do the pattern reset soon enough and get killed, but it turned out fine. I played it on the conservative side, and I never saw the enemies once, so it must have been alright. So that's easy enough to do, but it does lose a little bit of time over the key clip. So that's a slight disadvantage with the lack of a key clip there. So with 5D2 and 5D3 done, we get the coins here in 5C3, and basically at this point we're just heading to the finish. So we've got quite a few coins to mop up in 5C4 here. This is another instance where we would usually go through this room 4 times, or possibly more, but because of the fact that we didn't have to get those keys at the beginning of the level, means we're actually only going through this twice. So that's why there's more coins than there would perhaps usually be, because I haven't traversed this territory as many times in this playthrough. But I was able to get all the coins after a couple of attempts. And then, even though we didn't go up here at the beginning of the level, it is now time to head up this way. Of course, if you wanted to, you could have gone into the grey at the very beginning of the level, but there would be no point because you need to come back for the coins at some point anyway. So a couple of deaths there, but I think I should be able to head through here pretty soon. And once we get to the grey, this is completely the same as the original game, so let's see how we go through here. I think I'm just playing it conservatively through these columns. This is an area which I'm yet to speedrun, and I'm still not sure about whether I want to. When I say I'm yet to speedrun it, I mean I'm yet to closely analyze the possible paths through that room. And I know Jacob has some speed strats, but I haven't really investigated it myself. That's something I might do in the future. And in fact, the rest of the grey as well, I haven't really analysed too closely. Partly because in the context of speedrunning, the most important thing in the grey is just to be able to do it deathless, and if you shave a couple of seconds here or there, it's not really so important, compared to making sure you get through it deathless is very important. So it's a question, how risky are you gonna go? Anyway, we're through the middle section, we've just got the right to go, and there shouldn't be any troubles here. This section is about patience, in my opinion. You need to wait for the right moment to go through, and because of the way the cycle changes constantly, there will be some moments when it's bad to go through and some moments when it's fine. It could probably be done a lot faster if I routed it, but that would rely on always doing the middle section the same way in order to be at the same pattern, so I'm not sure if that's something that I will consider adding in the future. Anyway, we are here in 5A1 and we have completed the no key mod with 31 deaths. Like I said before, if you'd like to give this a go yourself, there will be download instructions in the description. I definitely encourage it. It's a really fun, casual, light version of the World's Last Game 3. It certainly feels a lot more light without 4B4 and 4E5 resting on your shoulders. And if you enjoyed the video, then leave a like and let me know in the comments what you thought of this mod, and if you played it yourself, what your experiences were. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Oh, well, I guess I didn't remove all the doors after all.